Welcome back to video sessions Enums in Java. I am Mr. Raghu, Java developer and trainer. In this video sessions, we are going to discuss what are the valid things that we can follow in Enum and what are not valid. Coming to the first scenario, what are valid? Remember a simple point, Enum is internally one class. So what we can define inside the class, almost same things we can define inside the Enum. But remember, not all. Coming to the concept, we can define a variable inside the class. We can also call it field. Same thing we can define inside the Enum. However, a constructor and a method also can be defined in Enum. And make sure constructor must be private. These objects are created and initialized by Java compiler inside the static block. So we can't call constructor outside. It must be a private type. Methods we can define and we can call. Coming to blocks, we can define static block and instance block. However, static block is provided by Java compiler. If you want, you can define your own extra static block also. And coming to inners, the meaning of inners indicates writing one enum inside the another enum, and even writing one enum inside the class or interface, and even vice versa. This inners concept, we are going to see a separate session over the enums with inners. Okay, so here in simply we can say what we can write inside the enum which are similar to class. But remember, some points are not allowed, especially coming to some keywords like private, protected, abstract and final keywords are not allowed at the creation of enum. If you want to write one enum, you have to write simply like a public enum name, or as a default enum name. You can't write as a private enum or abstract enum, final enum. So these are not possible. And coming to the concept of abstract methods, which are valid in the classes but not valid inside the enum. Remember, every enum property is an object. So to create the object, class must not be abstract. In the same way, enum also. If you take one sample code, consider one example that I have defined one enum with some syntax, and there it will be having some enum properties, and these enum properties must be declared on top of all the variables, constructors and methods. It must be a top level only. Then we can define some blocks, instance or static variables, constructors, make sure that private only or as default also allowed, and methods. Let's take one example, grade, that is having three properties A, B, C, and must be defined on top of all the variables and methods. And if you look at A is not only just a property, it's an object creation even. If you look at that A of parenthesis high in double quotes comma 1, which indicates object creation using two parameterized constructor. So I am defining two properties. One is code for string type, second one is a position for int type, and then a parameterized constructor type grade, which takes two possible values, code and position. And to access these values individually, two getter methods are provided. Let us do some hands-on practice for this concept. I have defined one enum grade. I am writing A, B and C. To access these variables, that is enum properties, I am just using one inbuilt method that is called values. So we can use these values and print the data. ABs are printed. Now what I want to tell here is, this is a just object creation. Implicitly it looks like this: grade A is equals to new grade, and that is going to take a default name A with the ordinal 0. I don't like taking same property as a value and ordinal. I just want to change these details to my own. Then I can define the properties. The first one, that is code I am declaring, and second one, position I am declaring. And make sure that a code is a property that is defined in your class, that is internally a class, it's an enum, and position is a variable that is in your class, but internally it is a class, but it's our enum. Remember sir, always this grade behaves like a class, but we defined as an enum, internally it is a class. Now I am writing a private constructor with the same name that takes two properties. One is code and second one is position. These two I am setting to instance variables. This dot code is equals to code, and this dot position is equals to position. Now if you look at here, it says object cannot be created directly without passing these two values. So I am just writing to a new code. Then how does it look? I am just showing this one. A of I am writing high comma 1, and B of I am writing medium comma 2, and C of I am defining low comma 3. Then what is the meaning of writing this line? Now you can see we defined grade, that is A is equals to new grade of high comma 1. And remember, this is not ordinal, it's just position which exactly we declared. Internally ordinals are however provided. This is 0 and 1 and 2, that we will see in the next example. As of now, I want to access these variables outside directly, not possible as these are private variables. So for this I am generating getter methods. You can see going to source menu, generate getters and setters, choosing select getters and generate button. Now coming to test class, I just want to confirm that I can able to see a particular property, code and position. Let us consider B. I just want to take B. So by default it's a static one. Grade G is equals to grade dot B. Now in this G object, G reference variable is referring to B object. I want to print the details of this one. G dot, the first one is code, I am printing, and second one is the position. So you can run this application and you can see the properties. Thank you for watching this session. Please subscribe, like, comment.